morning, everyone. It's 51 degrees here in Lehi, Utah, heading up to a high of 71 on a beautiful October 19th fall sunny day. Only thing probably marring our appearance a little bit is the fact that there's a fire up on the mountain near us. It's not threatening any homes, thank goodness, but it needs to be put out, of course, and we're hoping that will happen soon. So that's probably the only negative thing about this beautiful, beautiful day. Anyway, I'm Colette, the Highway Stitcher, here to give you my stitching update from the highway and at home. It's been a long, long time, and I'll explain that to you later during my life updates of why it's taken me a long time to get back to doing the video, and also show you some pictures of what was up and everything else that's going on. But I am finally back, and I wanted to give you an update on what I've been working on, some of the cross stitch I've gotten done. I also did some diamond painting, and also want to talk to you about my birthday that's coming up and what I want to do for my birthday SAL. And what else? Probably, oh, there's some stash acquisition too. And so we'll go on, start this, hope that it isn't too terribly long, and I'm glad to be back with all of you. I really enjoyed this, have enjoyed all of you joining me in my journey, and thankful for my subscribers and those who are at first try looking and deciding if they want to subscribe. Grateful to all of you. Thank you so much for joining me and for being part of my cross-stitch journey. So I guess we will move on now, and I'm going to show you my diamond painting first. I bought 3 diamond paintings to do, and I did start up on this one. It's called Oh Jerusalem. Let me see if you can see real close that picture there. It's a picture of the Savior sitting on the hill above Jerusalem. It's not easily identifiable, but at least it's a little bigger so you can kind of tell what this is going to be. And so far I started working on the left hand corner. That's kind of me. I like doing that with cross stitch too, and I think you can kind of see the Savior sitting there on the hill. So I started working there in the upper left hand corner, and that's what I've accomplished so far. So, and it's been fun. I've been enjoying it. I usually only do it like late at night after I've done all my other, things I want to work on. And so I work on it just a little bit and do a little bit each night. But it's been enjoyable, and like the shimmeriness of it, it's real fun. Let me see if you can kind of tell. It's kind of hard to tell whether the sparkles, there's kind of the sparkles on it. So anyway, that's what I accomplished on diamond painting that I just started. So on to cross stitch, which most of you I'm sure are here for. First of all, I'm going to show you just a monthly finish, which is always fun. This is the Linen Threads Mystery Sampler, Family and Friends. This month's October was supposed to be this part right here. Except for the initials, which I'm still trying to decide what initials I'm going to put on. I have written down all the initials of all my friends, and so I'm trying to decide which ones I want to put in and around what I finished. But other than that, I have definitely finished the October section. And here she is. And as you can see up here, that's the section that I was working on from here down to here. There are only 3 more parts to this, so we've got to fill in the rest of that. Down low and upper high there, kind of in the middle. And then it will be done. I love this. I appreciate everyone's comments on this. Everybody on Instagram, they just love it too. And grateful for all your sweet comments. This is being stitched on a 32 count Lyrebird Dell, which is a fabric dyed by Fox and Rabbit Designs, which is the name of Linen and Threads company that sells fibers and also their linens. And I saw this last year. They were, this is what they decided to do theirs, and I really enjoyed it, so I decided to buy the linen. And also the threads, too, from them, which are Cottage Garden threads, which are made in Australia. And the color for this is Larkspur. I've enjoyed the fact that it's just been variegating throughout. And except for the bird, which the bird ended up being a little stripy, but I'm all right with that. The rest of it hasn't been stripy. It's just been just beautiful combination of colors throughout. And I've been really enjoyed that. So that's the October section, which is done on linen and threads. So I'll be able to move on to November and December and have it done on time. So that's pretty exciting. Okay, I had a new start this month, and it is a start that has to do with a SAL that's going on, and I'll explain that to you too. Show it to you first. This is At First Cock's Crow. It's Blackbird design. And the actual piece itself is right here in the Blackbird book, the Sisters Blackbird book. And there's the completed piece. And this is being stitched on, picture this plus ale, and it's being stitched with the called for overdyed flosses, sampler threads, guessed. I went searching through my linens to find something similar to what they had there, so I didn't have to buy one. And this isn't exactly it, but it's a medium brown, and I think it's working out well. So started it last week, so this is what I've gotten done. I've been using this as my daily 60. So 60 minutes at the first part of the day is what I've been is when I've been working on this. And this is being done with 2 other floss tubers. I'm joining McMama Hollis and Socks for Mom, Christine and Becky, and they are doing an Instagram hashtag called OCT Sisters B-Day SAL, October Sisters B-Day SAL. And I will have that listed below in my notes, and their names. They're floss tubers, and their birthdays are also in October, just like mine. So I am joining them working on this Blackbird design for the OC Sisters Birthday SAL, B-Day SAL. So that is my new start. And feel free to join us. It's a fun stitch, it really is. Okay, my next piece is Long Dog Samplers, St. George's. This has also been a SAL that I've been doing. It's hashtag St. George's No Dragon SAL, and I'll list that below. And it is being stitched on, picture this plus, Serene, light minty green. And the floss is Threadworx, Teal, We Meet Again. Coming out very, very pretty with the light mint green and then the darker teals and greens that are showing up on it. And I've come up with a hashtag that I want to do, see if some of the rest of you would like to join it, for this particular, for Maynia pieces during the year. Because this was a Maynia start about 3 years ago. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a hashtag monthly Maynia makeup. And I'll have that listed below in the notes. And what I'd like to do is, if people want to join me, is pull out some of their Maynia projects. They can be older ones or newer ones, and work on them during the year so that when Maynia comes up next year, you have more to show when you pull up your Maynia projects. Also, maybe some possible finishes too, because that's kind of my goal for monthly Maynia makeup, is I want to get a few Maynia pieces done before Maynia starts up, so I can add some to my Maynia pieces in May. So please join me for monthly Maynia makeup. This is the one that I'll be working on now until I finish, and when I finish that, I will move on and pick another one of my Maynia projects. So and feel free to join me. It's you know, it'll give us a chance to maybe get more done on our Maynia projects during the year, so it looks like we've done something when Maynia shows up again. And it's kind of fun anyway, because our Maynia projects were chosen, I think, because we enjoyed working on them, and so we should continue working on them during the year on some of them if we have the chance. So anyway, join me on that hashtag. Okay, the next piece I've been working on quite a bit. Every single day, this gets at least 400 stitches, is Coming to America, The Women of the Mayflower. I know a lot of you are working on this. This is quite a, a lot of people are working on this. These 2 months of when the Mayflower sailed to America from September 6th, I believe, to November 10th is when it landed. So anyway, this is my accomplishment for the last few weeks of stitching. I started in the middle and worked my way up, and then I'm working my way up to get to the boat. I'm working on the ocean right now on that. I have no qualms in saying I will probably not get this done by the date that the Mayflower landed on Plymouth Rock, but that's doesn't concern me at all. I'm just happy that I'm stitching on it every day, a few hundred stitches, and that I will have a goodly part of it done by the time that they land. And some people are just really pushing it, and that's great to get it all done. Me, I am just doing so much a day on it, but every day I'm working on it, and I'll see what I get done by November 10th, and then I will continue on it too. So, hoping maybe I will get it done by Thanksgiving. That would be a cool date to get it done by, because of the Pilgrims, but we shall see. This is being stitched. My kit, I picked 40 count vintage country Mocha. Shepherd's Bush kitted up my kit with the called for threads. And there's my little cute Pilgrim needle minder guy up there too. I don't know what it is about this piece. I'm kind of have to force myself to work on it every day, even though I really like it and I think it's very pretty and beautiful piece and a wonderful commemorative for the Pilgrims, but I just have not been enjoying the stitch. You know how sometimes you'll have a piece and you think it's going to be a great piece and you love it, but you don't enjoy it. And unfortunately for me, I just have not enjoyed working on that piece. It's like every time I turn around, I just want to move on to something else. And so I have to kind of force myself to work on it. So I guess this is a pretty good amount for forcing myself. So brought my water this time, my highway stitcher water bottle that my daughter Julie got me. I'm always forgetting my water. So, okay. Next piece is I worked a little on Pandemic. Not a whole lot, but did want to show. This is Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. This was the freebie pattern that she offered for a week or so on her site. I'm stitching this on 25 count even weave, one thread over one stitch for this. And I'm using MissusSedas silks. I'm using one of her hanks, which is 50 grams. And so it is a lot of silk. So this will cover me well, and I'll probably have tons left over to do other pieces too. And the color is Darling. It's a real pretty combination of blues and greens, as you can see. It works perfect on this 25 count 1/1. It just covers it just perfectly, and I love the look and love the coverage of it. And I will have MissusSedas linked below on my notes. And the part that I did was just this little part right here. So I already did one page. I'm working on the second page now. This has been fun. I love to pick this one up, but I was doing some work on full coverage, trying to get some full coverage prompts done, and so it got kind of put aside, unfortunately. And speaking of full coverage, I'll move on to that, show you what I've got accomplished for the two pieces I'm working on. Here's Malificent. Here she is in all her glory. This is a Heaven and Earth design. It's Storykeep. So it's a smaller design of her, not the full one. But as you can see, she is still there in all her glory. And I'm very happy by what I've accomplished on her. You can see her coming to life now. I got about 2,500 stitches done on this. Finished the rest of her face, more of her cloak. So, did a little bit of cross country too. So, this is being stitched on 25 count gridded even weave. I have to use gridded. It's a 10 count gridded so that I don't lose my way. And so she's looking really good. I'm really enjoying her. So say hi to everybody, Maleficent. So anyway, that was the one that I worked on. And I'm also going to work on her Full Coverage Fanatics is doing a Wheel of Fortune prompt for the month of November. So I'm pretty positive I'm going to work on Maleficent for that Wheel of Fortune. So check on Full Coverage Fanatics on Facebook, and they explain under their events part what the Wheel of Fortune is. My second piece I've been working on quite a bit, and I got a couple thousand done on it. No, maybe not quite that much, maybe 1,500. Is this artisy design of the African woman with peonies too. I saw this on Black Ribbon Studios Floss Tube. Denise was working on it, and I really enjoyed it. So I am joining her in a SAL Stitching Mommy. On Floss Tube is also joining in with us. This is also being stitched on 25 count gridded even weave. And here's what I've accomplished so far. So it's pretty exciting because with this particular piece you already get into one of the peonies right away. So that peony right there is done. And of course there's a lot of background stitching in there too. Some of another leaf is showing up right there now. And then down here, when I start filling in, it will be her hand holding the peony. So this has been a really, really fun stitch. So like right there is what I've done, and then I'm starting to work down there, as you can see her hand. So, and then that white leaf, or light leaf right up there. So this has been just a really fun stitch. So I just keep going back to it. I do have other full coverages, and I would like to get to work on them too. So it's possible that I might switch back and forth on the Wheel of Fortune and see what I can do to accomplish some stitches on them. So what's next? Oh, stash acquisition. Yeah. Hope this doesn't take forever, because I did get quite a bit of things, especially since my birthday is coming up. I got my Dying to Stitch club, All About Berries club, my Erica Michaels. Give More, with all of the kitted up parts. A Quaker Wisdom Berry. So I received that. I also started 2 linen clubs recently. Decided to go back to doing that. One of them is Bee Stitch Me, the Bee Stitch Me Club. And this piece is called Not Another Sampler. And it's 32 count even weave. And you can kind of see why it's called that. It's like a sampler color with just a little bit of subtle overdying to it. Not a real substantial, in-your-face blotches. And this is just a real pretty color. And I really like that. Bestitch Me has some really nice fabrics. I'll have it listed below. She has a sale too that, I mean, she has like where she sells them online and everybody just scoops them up and everything. I'm just on her regular monthly club, but if you get onto the Facebook, you can try to scoop up some of those fabrics that they have every month that everybody tries to get. I also joined Fortnite Fabrics due to Coffee Stitcher, Garrett. I liked the fabrics he was showing, so I decided to sign up for them. They have beautiful fabrics too, and I decided to also get a 32 count even weave. I don't have very many even weaves, and I like working with them, and I mostly have linens, so that's where I joined from my club. Theirs are more mottled, as you can see. Really nice for a piece that you want bling on. And this one's called Morning Glory. Just a real pretty blue mottled fabric. And they again are a great company to deal with, just like Bee Stitch Me. And I would highly recommend them if you want to join up for a linen club of the month. So, I mean a fabric club of the month. So they do all kinds, Ada, even weaves, and linens. Same with Bee Stitch Me. So I would highly recommend them. For my birthday, I've been picking up things along the way. I went on to Creative Poppy's site and downloaded some patterns, and also went on to Chlorami, the Chlorami Redwork sampler pages, and also downloaded a couple patterns. These pictures aren't going to show up the best, but it'll give you a little bit of an idea. I've liked the Chlorami, I'm not sure exactly how you say it, but I've loved their site, and so I went on to order a couple patterns, and she said that she was finally doing a downloading PDF feature, which I was glad about because she had mentioned that it would probably take a good 3 or 4 months before I'd ever get the patterns from France. So with that, I downloaded them, of course. This is called Music in the Air. I like this because I play musical instruments and my kids do too. So I thought it was kind of a pretty one with the alphabet and the border and the different instruments that they're playing. Like I said, this is not the best printout, but you can kind of get an idea. Beautiful Redwork sampler patterns that she has, which I'm definitely going to do them in a red floss. That's one Chlorami pattern that I got. And then the second one is called Farfale, F-A-R-F-A-L-E. You know, I didn't look it up, but maybe possibly that might mean butterfly. Because, as you can see, if you look at this closely, that's actually a 4-sided butterfly. You can see the butterfly and then the spacing in between. And then there's butterflies in the border, little tiny butterflies, bigger butterflies, and a alphabet all throughout. So I just fell in love with this. I love butterflies and thought that was so pretty. So I bought this one. Then I was also on Creative Poppy's website, which they do their PDFs too. and picked up some patterns from them. I went on mostly because of this one that I'm first going to show you. The Lace Maker by Pierre Samalaf. So me. Arlene, I don't know if you're watching, but you'll just love this one too. Arlene and I are lace makers. We love to make bobbin lace. And so here's the bobbin lace maker with her pillow and all the little lace motifs and bobbins all throughout this pattern. Just love it. So that's what I went on for, but of course I couldn't just do just one. And I love River Drift House patterns. I just really like them. So they had a River Drift pattern, which I thought, oh, okay, good. I'm doing this as another Mayflower one. It's their commemoration of the 400th anniversary of the Mayflower. Motifs of the houses and the corn. See the corn and the pumpkins. And 400 there and the ship. So, and then the date, 1620. And I just fell in love with this pattern. I really like it a lot. I am probably going to take out maybe one of these. I'm not sure what now because I'll have to decide. But I am going to put in my male ancestor's name, which is Howland, John Howland. And then that way I'll have him on a different sampler from the Women of the Mayflower because I wanted to commemorate him as being one of my ancestors from the Mayflower, just like my female ancestor, but I didn't want to have him take away from the women of the Mayflower. So I kept them all women, and I'm just highlighting my woman's name on that with a different floss color. So with this, I will probably get rid of one of the things, maybe Thanksgiving or something, and put John Helen down there for my ancestor when I stitch it. And I don't mind stitching after the 400th anniversary. It doesn't matter to me. I can have a bunch of Mayflower things on my sampler wall, my history sampler wall. And I saw another river drift. This is called Must Fly, and it's a bunch of birds and a house and a quilt hanging on like a table with lights and a house and flowers and urns, and just love this pattern too. And I really like that border. That's a cool border. You can see there. So. And I also was looking all around the site. This is a Muriel Berseville sampler, antique sampler with poppies. She showed it two ways, the actual antique sampler and then what they did. I have some ideas on something else, different color fabric that I'm going to put it on, but I did like the animals in this, the rabbit and the goat and the poppies all around. Thought that was a pretty pattern. And then I couldn't pass up a Tempting Tangles design. This is called Spring Inspired Stitcher. Shows a medieval stitcher by the window stitching, looking outside on the countryside with the sheep and that beautiful like border on the top. And then down below, Spring Inspired Silken Blossoms in a Linen Paradise. So pretty. Tempting Tangles, they have some great designs. Who is it? Over the Grid, Caroline. She loves them too. We just both love them so much. So anyway, those are some of my, or those are my acquisitions. I will have more, of course. My birthday is October 29th, so I will have more at probably the next time I do a floss tube. And speaking of my birthday, I want to let everybody know that I will be doing another hashtag OCT29SAL, October 29th SAL, listed below. That was started last year by Kristen Gramer and me. We both have October 29th birthdays, but we want everybody to join in for our OCT 29 SAL for this year if they'd like to. Last year we did Plantation Sampler, and this year we chose, the two of us, the Drawn Thread, Those Who Sing. We just love this pattern. It was about the right size, so we know we'll finish it for our next year, so we can pick another pattern together. The saying says, "Those who wish to sing always find a song." A good sentiment for these times of difficulty with the virus and other people's difficulties that they've been going through. Remember that as birds, they're always singing, and they'll find a song to sing, and we will find songs to sing too. So that is the piece that we will be doing. And I have already picked up my stuff that I'm going to use to work on it, and I'm excited to start on my birthday. I will be starting on my birthday. We've had a few others contact us and say they want to start. So start with us. We're excited. Just join us like everybody else's SALs. We'd be happy to have you. This should be very doable. We're just doing it over the year. And we tried, Plantation Sampler was almost a little too big, but we were just both so excited because it was kind of unusual, not, you know, an out of print type of sampler. But we're trying to pick something now that where other people have the opportunity. This you can buy this on Drawn Thread's site or even with other stores, needlework stores. So it's not going to be hard for you to find if you want to join us. So it should be, we want to offer it to you to do it. It'll be hashtag OCT 29 SAL, and join us on the 29th. And I'm thinking probably every 29th after that I will work on it, as well as during, you know, I'll work on it other times too, but for sure I'll work on it on the 29th. So please join us. We'd love to have you. Oh, and I almost forgot one other thing that I've been working on besides the diamond painting and my cross stitch. I picked this up at Woolen Needle in Iowa, Hexagon Star a Day quilt, where you work on hand stitch a little star a day by Somerset Designs. I was at Woolen Needle, Kitten Stitcher, and Jen from Jen Stitching Niche. They gave me a ride over to there from the Midwest Cross Stitchers Retreat. And so I was in there looking around and, you know, looking at the threads and everything else. And I fell in love with a couple wool appliques, which I did pick up. But I saw this, and I just thought it was so cute and such a cute idea. And I thought, well, I don't know if I can do this or not. I'm not the bestest sewer in the world, and I've never done any hand sewing. But I thought, oh, I'd give it a try. So here's my first attempts. I have not squared these up totally, the outside of them, but here's my first attempts. Here's one of my first little hand sewn hexagons. Here's the next one. So not too terribly bad. You know, it was hard to set in these. And boy, I had a hard time at first. I'm just going, what in the heck do I do to make these work the way they're supposed to do? Because I'm not generally a sewer. But I did figure it out and did hand sew them. So, you know, like this one isn't totally great in the middle there, as you can see, but it's a learning curve, learning progress. So I'm kind of having fun with it. Anyway, I thought I had that down here and forgot I even had it. So that's another thing I've been working on. Okay, the last thing I wanted to do was do a giveaway. So I have my birdcage Biscornu pattern, the one that I stitched, which I still have not fully finished, which I need to do. Anyway, I'm offering this as one of my giveaways. So anyone who's interested in that, have birdcage in your comments, please, in a sentence. So, and if you want to have a chance at the other one, I'm also doing a second. This is Cricket Collection, Be Thankful. thought that was appropriate for coming up in November in United States. So I'm offering this pattern also. Have Thankful in your comments. So if you want both, you can have Birdcage and Thankful in your comments, please. Remember, all the other rules apply. Be over 18, don't mention giveaway, blah, blah, blah. Everybody knows what they are. So I will be drawing those in my next Floss Tube, which will be, I'm hoping, before my birthday. So you've got about a week and a half. Put a comment down. And hope that you win. So, and I'm amazed how fast I got all this stuff done. I just wanted to get another floss tube out, and before too much time came by. Of course, this may take up a little bit more time because now I'm on to life updates and some of the reasons why this has been so long in getting this out. Before when I quit my last floss tube about a month ago, I had mentioned I was going with my sister, and we were going to do a sister trip to Colorado. And we did. We had a wonderful, wonderful time. Everything went perfect. If anything could go more perfect, I don't know how it could. We had the most wonderful bed and breakfast that I rented ahead of time that ended up being perfect. It was just perfect area. It was right around where the park was. We were able to go out and do other hikes, which we both love to hike. So, and it was not a lot of people there, just very few people. I mean, we masked up and went into the actual store and were able to buy, like a t-shirt and stuff. But, and we masked up, of course, when we had to go to the grocery store and other things. But for the most part, we were able to kind of stay out and away from people and had a really great time. I'll show you some pictures at the end of us and all the things that we did. It was just pretty much perfect. Came back from that. On our way back, we stopped at another place that I wanted to show my sister in Utah. We hiked that. Beautiful, beautiful autumn colors. And then the last day that Allison, my sister, and I were together before she was going to head back home to California, she had wanted to see this trail that was right by, or walkway that was right by my house, which is like about 10 minutes. And it's along a river here in Utah that's called Jordan River, which some of you from Utah would know that river. And it's a really pretty walkway that a lot of people use that goes all the way from where the lake is, Utah Lake, which I'm very close to, all the way up to Salt Lake City. So she wanted to see it, so I said, okay, great, we'll go. And as we started the walk, my legs started hurting more and more. I'm guessing possibly with all the hiking that I did all during the week and no resting at all, that my legs were finally saying that they had had enough, and I should have had a rest that day, but I did not. But I just pushed through anyway, which I should not have done, and it got worse and worse. Finally, I had to stop, and I told Allison, I said, we have to turn around. As it was, she had to go get the car and come pick me up at a little section along the walkway because I couldn't even get back. I put ice and heat on it to try to cut down on the swelling, but it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And the pain was just horrendous. So for the last several weeks, I have been up through last week, which I'm totally better now, thank goodness. I was fighting a lot of pain and an injury to actually one of my, believe one of my ligaments is what it ended up being. Went to the doctor. I was afraid that it was my knee. It was right below my knee. But he x-rayed and did an MRI, and it was not my knee at all. My knee, my kids were laughing. The doctor said I have a 40-year-old knee on a 65-year-old body, which is pretty good, actually. And my one daughter, who's 40, she says, my knees have been bothering me. I wish I had 40-year-old knees on a 40-year-old. So anyway, what it was a ligament, the inflammation. I just had to get medication for the inflammation to finally bring it down. But it took a good 3.5, 4 weeks for that to happen. And then I went into a uterine tract infection because of the actual medication and not drinking enough water. So I've had the book thrown at me all the way around. but I am gradually getting back to being well. I was able to stitch. That wasn't an issue, but for a while there I didn't post or anything because of the pain. It just was real hard. I had to get around with a walker and couldn't put any weight on it, so that was really a bummer. But a lot of other people are a lot worse off than I am, and I just am grateful that I was able to get through it, and now that I'm better. So glad to be on the better side now. And then to top it all off, after hurting myself, my husband Chris's father passed away during all of this. And it was like not unexpected. I mean, he was 97 years old and in failing health, but it was very difficult for Chris, and he was taking care of me as well as trying to figure out a funeral, and you know, I felt badly too. So anyway, we had that thrown into the mix along with my leg. So it's been kind of a difficult last few weeks. So anyway, that is my life updates. What happened? Had a great time with my sis. Wonderful. Came back and all of this happened. But now I'm on the mend. So before we end, of course, I'm remembering that my gratitude journal. And I opened up on a cute one. And it's really appropriate too. It says, enjoy the little things, for one day you may look back and realize they were the big things. And it shows little kids in the shoes that are too big for them. That's so very true. All the little things that happen in our lives, if we don't take them for granted and enjoy them, they sometimes end up being the big things for us, the things that are wonderful. So enjoy the little things, guys. Remember, they can end up being the big things. So glad to be back with all of you. And I'll try to be back again just before my birthday to tell you about the SAL, and hope that you join in. So remember, everybody, remember all the beauty that's out there. Out on the highway when you're traveling, when you can travel, and at home. We have a beautiful country we live in and a beautiful world we live in. So remember all the beauty out there and appreciate it. Be grateful for it as we come up into November in the United States, and our gratitude, we start thinking of the things we're grateful for. And I'm grateful for all of you, and all the joy you bring me with your comments, and for the fun I've had doing Floss Tube for the past year and a half. Oh boy, January it'll be 2 years. I can't believe it. And I don't even know what Floss Tube this is. I have to look it up in my notes. But I will put it on it when I post it, so then you'll know. But I don't remember which one it is. I think it could be like 46 or 47. And I guess I should do some big deal thing when I hit 50, maybe. No, people do it when they hit 100, I guess. But maybe I'll do it when I hit 50. So anyway, thanks a lot, guys. I'm going to end now. You don't have to hear from me anymore. So love you a lot. See you all. Take care. Have a great stitchy week, and I will see you in about a week and a half. Bye-bye.